to JMath.
Hi guys, so let's practice the rules of differentiation, the shortcut method to calculus. Please pause the video here, try these 6 sums and see how it goes, what you remember, what you don't remember. If necessary, go back to the theory videos to just sharpen up your skills. Good luck with this. Question 1. Okay, so I need to get the derivative and I am really allowed to use the shortcut because using first principle of these sums would be impossible. Okay, so remember the list. I cannot derive if x is in a bracket, in a root, or part of a big fraction, or in the denominator, in other words. So there's a few things I need to sort out first. So I'm just going to leave it as k of x. The first one, x is in the denominator, so I can't derive. I need to take it up. So it becomes minus 4, x to the power minus 1. Okay, next one, there's a root, so I'm just going to change that to x, the inside exponent over the root's exponent. So 6 over 4 plus 12x is fine, and then minus 5 pi is also fine. Now I can actually get the derivative. So let's just change color for the derivative. So I'm going to say derivative of k would be equal to minus 4 times minus 1, and then I'm going to subtract a 1 from the exponent, so that would be a minus 2. Then I'm going to go to the next one, and it's 1 times 6 over 4, so that's just 6 over 4x, minus 1 would be, okay, so let's just go primary school, 6 over 4 minus 1 whole would be 4 over 4, and that's why the answer is 2 over 4. I know it's a half, and leave that for the next step. Okay, then I can just say this is plus 12, and then remember, it's x 1 minus 1, so it's x to the power 0, so then I don't write it. And then with the minus 5 pi, it does not have an x, so it cannot go to the derivative. Okay, my final answer in this case would then be 4 over x squared plus, I can simplify this, so 3 over 2x to the power a half plus 12. Okay, like I said, some teachers want you to take the exponents down, leave positive exponents. Your final memo for grade 12 does not care. So if you stopped one step before me, you would still get full marks. Question 2, determine the derivative of d over dx in that block bracket. Okay, so I first need to simplify a little bit. So I'm keeping the notation as it is, and I'm splitting this big fraction into 3 separate fractions. So minus 4x over x plus 5x4 over x, and then minus 7 over x. I'm going to simplify one more step, so I'm just keeping the notation. Okay, so the x for the first term would just cancel out, so that's just minus 4. In the next one, I have 4 x's on top, 1 at the bottom, so this would become 5x cubed. For the next one, minus 7, x to the power minus 1 because I'm taking it up. I hope that step made sense, guys. It is also law 2 for exponents. If I divide by similar bases, I'm going to subtract exponents. So please make sure you're going to use that a lot. If you're stuck now, please just go do a bit of research or let me know if I need to make a video separately on that. It's really important that you understand that step. With this specific notation, it now just changes into an equal sign and I can do the derivative. The first term doesn't have an x, so it's not part of the derivative. Now I can say the next one, 5 times 3 is 15x, and then 3 minus 1 is just a 2. For the next one, minus 7 times minus 1 becomes plus 7, and then x minus 2. Okay, I can go one step further. Once again, you do not have to, so that would be the final answer. Let's see where you would get your marks with these two sums. So how they would mark it is for every term where it started and where it ended. So for the 4 over x, I'd get a mark for taking the exponent up, and then for the next one to rewrite it in exponent form. I didn't do anything with the last 2 blue terms, so it's not going to get any marks. Then for doing the actual derivative, so you'll get a mark for each of these 3 terms. Like I said, your teacher might like positive exponents, but it's not going to take a mark away if you didn't go for that step. Okay, so there's my 5 marks. For question 2, I will definitely get a mark for splitting into 3 fractions, and then for simplifying each of those 3 terms. So that one gives me a mark, and then in my next step for the derivative, there's your other 2 marks. Okay, great, so 5 marks for each of those sums. So question 3 and 4 I got from previous IEB papers. So this doesn't matter if it's IEB or government. I've seen all of these sums in government papers as well over the years. So don't get stuck in, I can't do that paper. I would advise to stick with your school's paper, just to be ready for the way they ask it. But in practice, if you just do a sum at a time, please look at every sum you can and try and understand all of it. Okay, let's get to question 3. So determine dy over dx if y is equal to that expression there. Firstly, there's an x at the bottom and there's an x in a cube root. So I can't derive until I sorted that out. I'm going to keep the notation the same. So this would just be pi times x minus 1 plus 3 times x to the power a third. Okay, now I can derive. So I'm now going to switch over to dy over dx is equal to minus pi x minus 2, and then plus 3 times a third just gives me 1 x, and then a third minus 1 is actually minus 2 over 3. You are welcome to use your calculators if you are uncertain about that, but trust me, that's what it would say. Now, I can just go one step further if you want to. So minus pi over x squared plus 1 over x to the power 2 over 3. And that would be my final answer. Question 4. The same notation, so determine dy over dx, but again, x is in the denominator and x is in a root. So you would see a pattern for 2017 and 2018. They asked exactly the same concepts 2 years in a row. But let's do it. So y is equal to 3 times x to the power minus 2 minus 10x to the power 1 over 5. It's now fine. I can go to the derivative. So dy over dx would be equal to minus 6x minus 3. Okay, I'm speeding up a bit because by now you know the power rule off by heart. So, and then I'm also going to say minus 10 times a fifth is minus 2x, and then a fifth minus 1 whole would give me minus 4 over 5. And in simplest form, that would be minus 6 over x cubed minus 2 over x to the power 4 over 5. Okay, each of these were 4 marks. You get your first 2 marks for simplifying each term so that I can get the derivative. And then just a mark each for the derivative. Like I said, they don't care if it is at the bottom or positive or what. You got your marks in the middle step. For question 4, I get a mark for simplifying first and then for the derivative version of each of those terms. So 4 marks for each of those questions. Question 5 and 6 I got from the 2019 IEB paper, just to show you other variations as well. So don't get stuck in a pattern because 2017 and 18 followed the similar pattern. They are going to mix it up. Every few years there's a new examiner, and you can't, with maths, you can't go for patterns and spotting questions. You need to know everything. Question 5. Okay, so I know I need to simplify first. So I'm going to split into 2 separate fractions. So x cubed over x plus x a third over x. I can simplify one more step by saying this is 3 minus 1, so that's just x squared, plus, and then a third minus 1 is x to the power minus 2 over 3. Now I can get the derivative, so dy over dx would equal 2x to the power 1 minus 2 over 3x minus, okay, so minus 2/3 minus 1 whole would give me minus 5 over 3. Once again, take your calculator if it's uncertain how I got there. Final step, 2x minus 2 over 3x 5 over 3. Great, I can leave it like that. Question 6 now looks very intimidating, but if you spot a specific pattern, then it's actually not very intimidating. So let's just see what's going on there. So I can see brackets. I cannot derive if there's brackets, so I need to FOIL out first. But I'm not going to do that. That's the trap they want you to step into. So what you actually need to see is that the first bracket is difference of cubes. Okay, but before I get there, I am just going to change this. Okay, so they start me off with a negative exponent. And if you didn't see that, there's a big problem. So I'm actually just going to move that down because the entire bracket has that exponent. I can just take the entire thing down and don't need to worry about it. Okay, the top one, like I said, that is difference of cubes. So a small bracket and then a big bracket. If you can remember from the theory video, whenever I have a big fraction with more than one term in the denominator, I am really hoping that the top bracket would cancel the bottom bracket. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. For difference of cubes, I take the cube root of 8x cubed, which is just 2x. Sign stays the same. And then the cube root of 27 is just 3. Okay, to get the other bracket, I square the first one. I multiply them but change the sign. So 2 times negative 3 is minus 6. Change the sign to plus 6. And then minus 3 times minus 3 is plus 9. Okay, amazing. The brackets are the same, so they can cancel. And then this becomes a very easy sum because now it's just 2x minus 3. And the derivative of that would just be 2. This sum was 3 marks and this sum was 4 marks. Let's just see where they come from. So if it's just 3 marks, I'm just going to get 1 mark there. 1 mark for the first term in the derivative and another mark for that term in the derivative. The 4 marks for the other one, I'm going to get a mark for moving the bracket down, then for doing my difference of cubes correctly, for cancelling and ending up with the simplified form, and then for the derivative. Okay, guys, now I haven't talked about this in any of the questions, but if you messed up the notation, you are going to lose 1 mark for each question, 2 marks maximum. So if it's a very long sum and I made the same mistake 6 times, I cannot lose more than 2 marks for notation. But please focus. It's not that difficult to memorize. Go and watch the theory video if you are uncertain. How did it go with these sums? If this was a test out of 25, what would have been your mark? If it didn't go too well, please go and revise the theory videos again. Otherwise, let's move on to the next part of calculus.
If this video helped you, please like and subscribe.
JMath.